Hi friends, today I want to talk about pocket holsters and more importantly, how do you draw them safely? Because I had a little incident happen here on my property the other day and it really reinforced something about the training that I have done with my own pocket carry guns. Now I carry this Ruger LCP Max in this Blackhawk pocket holster, and I have now for probably a couple, 3 years. Used to have a LCP and then I went to the LCP Max. And the other day I had something happen here on the property, and we keep chickens out here. And when I walked outside with the dogs, there was a fox right there, and it had just killed one of the chickens and it was going after another chicken. And of course, you know, the only gun I had handy was this gun that was in my pocket. And so I drew it, cleared it correctly, got rid of the holster, and by then the fox had run off. But afterwards, I had watched the security camera video of it, and it was really interesting because it showed me that when you're in an emergency, you revert to your training. And my training was, when I draw my pocket gun, I automatically wipe the holster off of it, because sometimes the holster stays in your pocket, sometimes the holster doesn't stay in your pocket. And so it dawned on me that I should probably show you how I do that. Now, I want to let you know these guns are clear. There is no ammunition here, and there's no ammunition nearby me here, because I'm going to muzzle myself a time or two here while I show you what happens. And so normally when you carry a gun in a pocket holster, if you believe all the advertising, because they've all got sticky stuff and claws and grippers and things like that, but the reality of it is most of the time when you go to draw your gun from the pocket holster will come out with the gun. Now this is what I advocate, and it's a simple thing. Just start training, make sure your gun's clear, which we know this one is, and then when you draw the gun from your pocket like this, automatically bring your other hand up to wipe the holster off. Even if the holster's not there, it will barely slow you down. We're talking tiny fractions of a second. But if you get yourself into that habit, then when you draw your gun, you'll automatically wipe the holster off as you get up to a firm firing grip. One-handed or two, doesn't matter, it's up to you. You practice what you want to practice. But the critical thing is you need to get rid of that holster when you draw the gun. There's a thing or two you need to be careful of, and the very first thing is an obvious one, but people tend to forget this, and especially when you're under duress or when it's an emergency. Don't do this. Do you see? As you pull this holster off the gun, you may have your finger on the trigger. The only real way you can do that is just come up from the bottom and just wipe it off. And then you can get your firm firing grip. Now, there are also many ways that a reload can be carried in sort of what a pocket holster. And the deal with this one is it's got these hooks here. And so theoretically, when it's in your pocket and you go to pull it out, that's going to catch inside of your pocket. Yes, sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not true. So what I do is the same thing, is that you go to draw and I just automatically flick the holster off. And you know, you learn to manipulate it however you have to for whatever way you carry. In that security video that I mentioned earlier, it showed me draw my gun and take the holster off and bring it up in one sort of fluid movement. And I don't remember doing that. All I remember is having my gun in my hand and trying to get a beat on that nasty fox. All right, well, I appreciate your patience on this, but it just dawned on me with everyone who's carrying pocket holsters, it might have been something that you hadn't really thought about. And so remember, unload your gun, put the ammunition somewhere else, don't muzzle yourself, and practice that sweep from the bottom. Practice it, think about it, and see if it applies in your life. It works with any kind of pocket holster you like, and then just learn to apply it safely. So, all right, hey, thanks for tuning in. Please remember the 4 firearm safety rules. Post a comment if you want to tell me something about this, and I'll be sure to get back to you on it. And in the meantime, be safe, take a new shooter shooting, and I'll see you next time.